Mfuleni spends 700 million rand on overtime, but have you seen the state of it as services fail? Tshwane Metro Police, corruption exposed as chief reveals criminal networks at inquiry. And explosions at Iran oil hub as Trump warns a civilization could be wiped out tonight. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
EWN. In touch, in tune, and independent.
Criminal networks inside the Tshwane Metro Police. That's the claim from Chief Yolande Farrow. She told the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry she was shocked by the level of corruption uncovered. Farrow revealed senior officers, including her deputies, lack top-level security clearance, with vetting not consistently applied. Disciplinary action is underway, with Deputy Chief Umashi Dlamini already suspended.
Commissioner, that is one of the things that we will have to sharpen up. I think we must be honest when we come to this commission. Maybe we have taken it for granted. This is one of the things that must be compulsory. When I applied by the city of Tshwane, it was compulsory. It was one of what it was in the advertisement or one of the requirements that said that you must be security cleared.
The Commission also heard how Sergeant Fani Nkosi allegedly interfered in procurement despite having no authority. Evidence points to collusion with senior officials to steer tenders to preferred bidders, including a company linked to Nkosi's brother.
Sergeant Nkosi had no right to interfere in any procurement-related matters within the TMPD. He has no authority. He had no permission. I was not aware that he is busy interfering. I don't know Sergeant Nkosi. I never made contact with him. The first time I saw Sergeant Nkosi was on the Madlanga Commission.
Nkosi will remain behind bars for at least another week after his attempt to have his bail application heard today failed in the Pretoria North Magistrates Court. Nkosi made his first appearance on charges of theft, possession of ammunition, and defeating the ends of justice. He was arrested during a police raid at his home last week, shortly after testifying at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. A police captain accused of defrauding the SAPS protection services has been granted 50,000 rand bail in the Pretoria Magistrates Court. Johannes van Rensburg is alleged to have stolen millions by manipulating the financial system, booking out cash as supposed travel expenses for officers in presidential protection services. Operation Prosper is under fire. Ian Cameron is calling the SANDF and SAPS rollout in the Western Cape, quote, haphazard. Over the long weekend, 22 shootings were recorded across Mitchell's Plain, Manenberg, Lotus River, Delft, Elsie's River, and Bishop Lavers. The joint operation has yielded just 2 arrests since deployment began last week. Cameron says Parliament was initially told more than 800 soldiers would be deployed, but far fewer have been seen on the ground.
At the beginning of last week, they said to us that they would send just over 500. And then once the deployment started in Mitchell's Plain last week, we noted that there were just over 200 soldiers that had been deployed.
700 million rand. That's what Mfuleni local municipality has spent on overtime, all in one of Gauteng's worst-run municipalities, where rubbish piles up, potholes deepen, roads crumble, and basic services remain a daily fight for residents.
In Extension 1 at Tshepong Township, weekday evenings were once marked by the sight of young soccer players training on a field they proudly called their own. But despite the field being located in the home community of the Mfuleni mayor, it now stands deserted, having been turned into an illegal dumping site. In one section of the field, broken pipes have caused sewage water to flow through a makeshift ditch. Kamogelo Zwane is a resident who says he has little faith that the municipality will fix the problem.
Each and every day.
This mess has become our reality. The mayor passes here every single day, but still does nothing. The sewer and dumping sites isn't healthy for us.
He's among many who are surprised by the amount of money that the municipality has spent on overtime pay. Alpha Ramshwana, Eyewitness News, Mfuleni.
More than 400 families in Ndwedwe, northern KZN, are set to receive new homes under a TRC reparation program launched by Cyril Ramaphosa. The area was heavily affected during apartheid, with more than 470 homes destroyed locally and thousands displaced. The launch coincides with 30 years of the Constitution. Government says the project marks a key step in addressing past injustices. though only 200 houses have been approved so far.
Today and a few weeks ago, we've been involved in doing what our preamble to our Constitution directs us to do. We must heal the wounds and the injustices of the past. But at the same time, we must recognize the suffering that our people went through. 2 weeks ago, I came to KZN for the restitution of land. Land having been the original sin that was committed against our people, we were restoring land to those who were dispossessed of their land.
Eastern Cape Police are searching for 7 detainees still on the run after escaping from custody. 8 men initially escaped, but one, Sipelele Mkhulisi, has since been rearrested. The remaining fugitives face serious charges, including murder and rape, and police have warned the public not to approach them, describing them as dangerous. We could wake up to a very different world tomorrow. Donald Trump has set a hard deadline of 2 a.m. Wednesday in South Africa, warning a, quote, civilization could be wiped out tonight if Iran does not agree to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. At the same time, the US has carried out strikes on Karg Island, Iran's main oil export terminal. And rail services in parts of the country have also been suspended after Israel warned civilians to avoid trains.
The president has set a deadline for about 12 hours from now in the United States. We're going to find out, but there's going to be a lot of negotiation between now and then, and I'm hopeful that it gets to a good resolution.
Let's hope reasoning prevails.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.